prayer for the first place. You may just know say I put God first and try to put away all other things then where they serve as a distraction and concentrate on the studies. By the grace of God, like at the end of the day, I will be able to select.
Then students here, thanks for assuring university administration say they will put all efforts for the planning. So that themselves will be good medical practitioner then na society. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Nina Sonia Bell, a report.
Program Good Morning Salone. They continue from that report they will come. Now the studio will bring in the Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs, Aissata Mahoy. We don't talk how it like for be a minister structure the way it meet now the ministry and how himself plan for add to it meet. Madam Minister, before we go for the break, we talk about how much the office we get the name of the Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs structure and then department. Accessibility and locating some of the office and one we can get challenge. Just like we make mention of your building. As you know, say your building and one side we still get challenge in terms of accessing it due to the lift challenge. So for the Ministry of Gender and Children's Affairs, when are the location? Because most people will know so the Aberdeen Road and everything.
Okay, within big number 6. Big Waterloo Street, Fadika House. It's so easy for Finn.
Okay.
Yes, now we did in fact a central town. So will be challenging for let people locate we say we did. So that side I think my predecessor do very well in terms of trying for put the building is very strategic. The ministry in a very strategic location.
So how you describe the issue of parking and space, because that's not the problem
the
with most
challenge.
institutions engage where you go for important meeting. If you not get driver, it will be difficult for you for life and suitable site for parkway at the end of the day. You will go beyond the time of the meeting. In that area, the way you will say.
Okay, that's not one of the challenges we get, but we get parking space at the bottom of the building where it will take about up to maybe 10 vehicles. In those days when you go get very big meetings, now the challenge that one day. But notwithstanding, on the roadside, a lot of people they park because they know say also now the ministry in space, although na government street, but we they try for see how best would able for in the future. In fact, these are the discussions. I don't begin forget even with the Minister of Lands that the ministry would like to have a piece of land and try for see how best we able for talk with funders them at least for me to get we own building as a ministry. It might not be in my tenure, it might be in somebody else's tenure, but these are all the strategies that we're beginning to put together.
So talking about strategies, you don't be minister officially inside August 7, 2023. Take relating and view them through waiting Aissata Mahoy Kawit, waiting a young pattern, waiting a young strategy for ensure say your mandate is achieved and you achieve in a way that way visible. People go really have to say, yes, indeed, it all work as a Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs.
Okay, just for taking her through waiting, I don't do so far.
Yeah.
Of course, in the first weeks in the office, you go get gooder than the campaign courtesy call. Where I don't get plenty, including most of the ambassadors in this country, don't go to that building day, including the ambassador of SCID, the EU ambassador, the Irish people, all them big one in the way they think, but German embassy, they all don't come there. We don't talk about strategy. The World Bank, they all don't come because they understand, say, gender issues, issues them way the world all over. They look at strongly and ensuring that there is gender parity. So, because the ministry cuts across all sector, We have been involved in many, many activities. We have been involved in many, many events and engagements. First, to start with, we get what we call, of course, we statutory obligations them. When at then days them we assign when they say the International Day of the Girl Child, the 16 days of activism, the International Day of Children. We get, of course, the new day we don't be assigned to we country when at 18th of November, when at the International Day of exploitations, where we've been commemorate together with the Office of the First Lady, where they look at the Hands of Our Girls project. So we have been working together, and all of this, what would they do when would they commemorate those days? Would they work together with civil society? Would they work together with other government agencies? Would they work together with the general public? So we don't do from August to December. Of course, all the statutory days them with the inside will be able to observe and commemorate them. We work with CGG, Campaign for Good Governance, where because they listen to the initiatives as part of the courtesy call we do. Campaign for Good Governance be decide for support or work together with the ministry for first of all establish what we call the female caucus of ministers. Where now the first time in history we get that one day because now we get plenty female minister them we they in governance since the history of Sierra Leone. We don't now we get plenty and a big number. We're about 21 female ministers.
And
so
the
we
purpose
set
of that
up
such initiative or group of women?
now for promote networking.
Okay.
Yes, and make way for interact a lot more, building capacity of especially with the new one them. We not inside politics yet. All the one and they also help free in terms of ensuring that we meet our targets. For our deliverables, for let we support ourselves collaboratively in waiting. We want for doing in each of we ministry them outside we day. Above all, ensuring that governance is not just about numbers, it's about output and how best we be able to deliver. Especially now, everybody get doubt on women them. The president don't put plenty women there, but the president he has vision. He look at women them, he take women them from different aspects of life, bring them together, say, I want you to be my female cabinet ministers. He puts we there because he wants we for deliver. We don't want that stereotype thinking. We didn't say, well, I see women and don't do this, so now so fat, cause, blah, 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 blah. So now that's what that female caucus now for make we able for work together. Then we don't set up what we call, we reactivate, of course, the new map. The new map we call a network of, it's a network of women ministers and parliamentarians. It's been only in existence since the days of Tijan Kaba, but did not flourish those days. Continue the mandates we been get. So for over 2 decades, it been don't die down. So we can revamp them again. And that one was launched by His Excellency himself. Why? Because this is not the first time again in history. Because the Jury Act, the Public Elections Act, the Political Parties Regulations Commissions Act, the Land Commission Act, the National Customary Land Rights Act, all of these acts makes provision for women then for let them able to participate in governance issues. So that strengthens the relationship between our women and they come into politics and governance as well. So we get plenty women them first time in history again, because we check all the parliaments them we don't pass. Now the first time we get about 42 women in parliament. We're now a very big number. And because also we want for strengthening the capacity of those women. We want to strengthen the collaboration between the female ministers and the female parliamentarians and also the female councillors at local level, because now with the cascade to national local communities and with the cascade also at world level. So we need to get this new map in a formidable manner for sustain and governance, so that we will support ourselves in terms of making everybody come to speed. let you able for understand. You didn't know the well of parliament, your voice is for be heard as
Okay.
woman. You not only they as furniture or they listen or they support in terms of for say A or nay. So now that make will be formed then structure there so.
Continue for see which means the program Dr. Asata Mahoy, the Minister for Gender and Children's Affairs, the program na Good Morning Salone. Where we come back, we continue for look at your policies and strategies them and also some of the policies and laws them where you meet how you they implement them. The program Good Morning Salone, they continue, they go for a short break.
TB Union Trust Bank, the game changer don't come. As we the lead, others they follow. And just with your mobile phone, you will transfer and receive money with ease, speed, and safety. UTB don't make it possible for collect money na ATM machine without the ATM card. Now that we call cardless ATM. You, the UTB customer, will send money to anybody and deposit and collect the money na any UTB ATM panel without any ATM card. All it can do now for just enter the reference code and collect the money. The UTB copper in safe day. With this UTB copper, any UTB customer can transfer copper with a mobile phone to anybody up to 5 billion euros. And with the reference code, the person can go to any UTB branch and collect the copper. Union Trust Bank, we dey here for you.
The program Good Morning Salone continue. We will bring this edition come to Imina Saptio, Kalon.
And Musakamana name.
Today's the program, the Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs, Dr. Asisa Mahoy. Now we guest, we don't take, we listen and via them through on things that we're meeting at the ministry and now instead plan for make sure say able achieve the ministry mandate. Continue for the way to inside the program. As now we dey look at another issue and we dey go to court. Also the first accused inside the alleged failed coup case where they carry on now in a court martial. Staff Sergeant Alhaji Koma 11 don't say a guilty on 9 count charge them we get for do with committing a civil offense, mutiny and other one them after we the court be read the 88 count charge them before the 27 accused so jaman them for the first time inside this case. For more on this issue, we reporter Osman Kamara.
Inside the last court-martial case we start Monday, January 8th this year, the judge advocate Magiba they asked the army for make all the 27 accused people wearing them full soldier uniform within the Kana courts. And Wednesday, January 10th, when this case come up back, all 27 accused soldier man them been there inside a full soldier uniform. When this case starts proper, one of the state prosecutor them lawyer JAKC say they make application for make the amend count 2 when a mutiny so that then go able add name them inside this charge and other thing them. But according to one of the accused people and lawyer, Julian Cole say if they add inclined in name, Lieutenant Colonel James Mishakiyamba on count 2, that's go among this case and say during the investigation, they know me puts this charge to them. Why now the court one put them and say this not proper and other lawyer themselves be raise the same concern here. We immediately respond to lawyer Julian Cole and other lawyer them. Lawyer JAKC say lawyer Julian Cole no able quote no section for sure if the state do wrong and say this amendment no go among this case or seize advantage by the accused them. We make he ask the judge advocate Magiba for allow the application. Well, for no, whether this application will stand or not, make the judge advocate say he go rule on this matter. Inside in ruling, he say the amendments where the state want make no go among this case. We make he say the court don't agree for the state in application. Next point, now outside the judge may ask the clerk for read 88 count charge them before they accuse people and for the first time because inside the last court martial case, they not be able to read them charge here because one part the accused people them get health issue. The 88 count charge where the clerk read take about 2 hours and during this process, the media have been focused, they pay attention and for the lawyer them, both defense and state, all man old pen and paper, busy to take note. This make the court may make ying ying. But as the clerk they read the charge them one by one, now so it they ask the accused people them one after the other for know if they're guilty or not. Staff Sergeant Alaji Kuruma, 11th Battalion, now the first accused and they been say a guilty on 9 counts charge them. And this man may say, now use them for be part of this alleged coup. We make a beg the judge for sorry for and all other 26 accused people them say they're not guilty of all the count charge them with a team up for a court. After question and answer, the Director of Public Prosecution, lawyer O.I. Kanu, be asked for short adjourned date for Kana court back. But before the judge they respond, lawyer Adi Macaulay come in quick. Usa is say inclined tell and say they don't tap in salary and ration. Self lawyer I Kamara raise same. Usa is say inclined to web tell and say they don't give them notice Usa then tap. Now for sake of this make them lawyer be asked the judge for look inside this matter. Inside in submission, the judge be asked them lawyer for meet with the administrative head na the army for address them concern because he say the army gets policy and other thing them. This time in the last issue, we lawyer then raise and the judge address, and later the judge advocate Magigba be adjourn this case to Friday, January 12 this year. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Mina Usman Kamara, the report.
Well, from court report, we come to the studio guest, Dr. Aisata Mahoy, Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs. You don't talk about the policies them we they implement now. Before you come as the minister, your predecessor been done to talk about one-stop shop and also the implementation of the GWI Act of 2023, among other things and way the ministry done they do. Take me through what's in the happen to the one-stop shop project.
Okay, let me talk a little bit on the GWI. Of course, the lady foundation for we make even person like me then the ministerial position they elect today, where the political will was there, where give the enabling environments for make we able for achieve what we don't achieve in positioning women in leadership and governance position. So we want to tell my predecessor plenty thank you again, and also His Excellency and every other civil society or other people then we participate and work strongly, myself included, because I'm in the part of the train for make sure so we pass that particular law, the parliamentarians themselves at that time. So we want to tell them thank you. So that foundation they've been done laid. And for that, now that make we do a lot of other engagements then we get for include having more women than this. What we're looking at now is getting parity. Of course, that particular GWI makes at least 30%. We don't cross 30%. But we look at now how we will forget parity 50-50. So man 50%, woman 50%. Now we hope forget towards the next elections when political parties then go able for adhere to the laws then within the country. So they look forward towards that day. Apart from that one day, as a ministry as well, of course, you talk about the one-stop centers. The one-stop centers, they will establish them in different districts then Usai. We not get Rainbow Initiatives. Rainbow Initiative will not send an organization, an NGO, where they look at and collecting data of sexual gender-based violence or any other violence, and also work with victims then and make sure say they access services then. So side then Rainbow Initiative no day. The ministry together with support from them donor partner them able for establish the one-stop centers where now in the help in terms of also receiving victims and also providing services to those victims. So what's in the happen that we get what we call with GVB IMS Plus, we now one of the first in the world, where Salone now one of the first countries in the world for implement now one day, where now like an e-referral pathway where the victim then Mongo Bendugu, he gets access to the information, he access the information through we 116 hotline, and also filling the form online, and also as they fill the form, they get them directly now the database where they tell you exactly for each complaint we come how best that complaint has been resolved. So they see all that one in an online platform where the ministry na the champion, supported by UNICEF and others, where na then they in charge for give money for make sure say that one they all water. The 116 toll free line, you they call also and say, oh, are they call from Bambatok, or are they call from Kono? Now one of the chiefdom, them one of the community, them that and then don't rape one 6-year-old Pekin, or then don't abuse a particular woman. So that 116 toll-free line, they direct you. Usai for go get services, and Usai they go for go complain. So inside the one-stop center, you they get all the services. Then they for make then treat you. You give complaint, then treat you. You access to services then, and then the challenge what we get on that side is that. One, transportation system, where for them people within hard to reach communities, we're not able to get access to transport for come na the center them, where we don't establish now a very big challenge still where we they get as a ministry. Sometimes they some of we other donors them like World Vision and others, young women and this, then provide a means of transportation with motorbikes for who take victims then. But mostly, guess what's in the happen? Some of them victim then they transport them at the same Okada with the perpetrator. It's challenging.
Okay.
You make the people become more vulnerable. So resources, investing in getting a zero tolerance against GBV or SGBV, you get for invest a lot for make sure say the systems then work. Now we not get what we call plenty safe homes then for like you get victim, we say they keep them. So we go back now the community immediately after where this not happen for fear of being persecuted, fear of stigma and others. Because now most of the incidents that they happen, they occur within the family settings or at community level. And once the issues been escalated or reported to the family support unit, where we work closely with people, think say you don't care somebody go na police. So then they watch you now and say you're not a bad person. You don't care a family member go police. Then they watch you as an outcast. So also for the place the victim then. For let them get services, then we lack them one and the plenty.
How effective this service done, especially in the area of the call center?
Oh yeah, the call center, of course, it work perfectly, but also there are still challenges because there are times, even for go through the network. So you not get for do only and solely with the ministry or the people in the call center, but also the mobile networks as well, we for make the service more serviceable or reachable to people. And sometimes they then go call the 116 toll-free line. They get challenges then for reach to the service providers then. But what we they do as a ministry as well, because within every district in this country, we own staff them available so that and then they receive calls. And also because I get a wider network as well. A lot of people who don't know say I'm a minister. Sometimes they don't complain in this only they can't directly to me. Then I ask the one them like the children's directorate. We mostly now children's complain them. Then they go directly and try to find out what's in the happen.
What's the number again for the toll-free line?
116 toll-free line.
116.
Yeah. No, 116
okay.
toll-free line.
And they work?
Where they use, yes, they work. They use every mobile network for access.
If somebody call anytime, any day?
Yes, that's how they say. But also sometimes there are challenges. It depends on whose side the person located as well.
Okay, now the issue where you talk about the challenges.
Hello?
How the ministry plan for address?
Hello?
It try for proof if the 116 toll-free line they work.
Is this the one-stop shop center? Yes, this is a call from Democracy Radio. One-stop center. Okay, so the number is working this morning. The number work this morning.
Okay. So, Madam Minister, the issue of the challenge here, which you plan for the strategy of addressing them? You just make mention, say the one that we can commit a crime and the victim can mostly put on one bite, maybe for going to station or hospital and all, which is not a good thing at all.
At all. So, like I said, we talk with development partners then for make sure say the transportation system, the communication system, everything, even in the services within the one-stop centers are being put in place. But one thing I want for tell family, but quite recently, na the Moyamba one-stop center, then just go thief inside there, then go this man to live in the the solar batteries them, So that just to tell you how people can be destructive at times. These are services that are there to provide good services for victims. But still, because the mindset of people and the mindset of Sierra Leoneans then no one foresee where country they progress, then they take the law now they and then do what they want for do. And also the challenges them, we don't get some like World Vision, UNICEF, UNFPA, and others where they provide transportation system when I like motorbikes. But how, for instance, if you get multiple incidents we don't occur now one district, maybe different locations. We know how broad districts then they how the quicker forget the people them to the center.
You don't talk about the transportation issue for the one-stop shop center and also how the challenge don't sound like. But you see, when I work with partners then for solve them, you talk about motorbike, you talk about motka. But not all partners Salone motka they go. Some riverline areas, now boats like the Bonds Island, Bond or the Libuya. How now don't they address the issue of side them way motka no they go?
The staff then they travel go. If now riverine area, of course, the boats then we know say boats then we know say ferry then in some areas then. So the staff then really they take the challenge, and that make her they always say kudos to them, because if not for them, we know they're able for work well. And I think say a lot needs to be done in terms of addressing some of those challenges. The safe places, the transportation system. In fact, more medical facilities for be provided. Like for instance, you go now some hospitals then, we get the one-stop center. Sometimes the one medical superintendent within another hospital now in the service inside the one-stop center as well. Then they alone step na challenge. So we talk with the Ministry of Health, we talk with other ministries, we talk with other partners for make sure say the services are adequately reached at Indians one-stop centers then they.
Okay, continue for day with we. In name na Dr. Aissata Mahoy, in the Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs. We don't give general update what time ministry plan for continue for work for achieving the day within a mandate to come to you. Will tell what the status of picking them, the current challenge we picking they go through another one them. The program Good Morning Salone they continue, and now we will look at another issue.
Here we go with the founder and chief executive officer for the Sahid Autism Foundation. Aisha CC don't call on people and institution them for supporting foundation for continue for provide safe space and proper care for picking them with autism and for reduce the point finger upon them in our society. He talk this way, then we'll launch the Autism Foundation, go launch the fundraising marathon for raise awareness about autism and support for the picking them with autism. For more on this, we join Jaffa Mans Davis.
The disabled people them, where the public plenty time, don't they avoid and provoking situation. And the one that we get autism, then people now one way Master Sabi people be non prove say they suffer from mental disorder, but say then people na special people. With all this, inside Salone, different people don't they treat them bad and self call their name they like full, Aflaun and other one them. But as way for stop the point finger, and then people there in the country make the Sahid Autism Foundation pull the autism fundraising marathon a do for bring awareness, but then people there to the public.
I can launch this Autism Marathon Foundation just to help picking the way they suffer from the disease today and bring awareness to the country and let we embrace them picking and they and show them love and give them food and place for sleep. I decided for doing because of the 16 years journey where I don't go through with me picking. I get so many things that I don't undergo just because of it. So I want for them assist I don't do something for them picking. I get 45 register picking them and more than one come, but because of the space and the financial constraint that what they go through, I just put something hold of it for now until I able to get sponsors as them.
You've been listening to the Chief Executive Officer for the Sahid Autism Foundation, Aisha Sise, as they talk about why it creates safe space for people with autism. The CEO continue for talk about in plan for do more for them people there if you get the kind support for them.
With the first of all, before they take any picking, they make sure say we send if they work with the psychiatrist doctor. And they make sure say you go there. They go diagnose you and I go accept you at the school. They give them breakfast, they give them lunch and dinner. And then we they provide clothes, food, and so many other stuff, them medication. And that's why I can launch this and ask for help. Whatever help will anybody able support with them picking them day, it counts in their life. I just want to make them happy and they feel comfortable and give them basic education.
One Kombra Margaret Dumbuya we get Pekin na the Said Autism Foundation talk about how school them before this term be they treat in Gal Pekin bad before he joined the foundation.
They send a different school there, but the school that way they go, that be the teacher fine. They make me picking for street because they be the matrista, and they pump na school. So pull and they been there na even though we dey find the school at that time, we not find a book, but the very day when we go to the school, when we begin see the school as we enter, the way how they welcome and pumping them, even Mr. Emmanuel. That day, what I tell and say, pressure, let's go back now. The next time we'll begin attend. He say no. He say, Mommy, I attend today.
For Ladies Foundation, pull na do this autism marathon. The Salone Athletics Association been get big role for play. We make the president na this association, Martin Bangura, talk about waiting, make the association support this foundation.
For be a complete human, they say you for be mentally, physically, emotionally balanced. We young one than I had today get something missing, and I make the World Athletics they preach something what they call safeguarding. In sports, when we say safeguarding, I for create a safe environment for all, whether you are able or disabled. So we always they preach in favor of inclusion of everybody, and we preach against discrimination of any kind of person.
Arun Koji, and the director of sports at the Ministry of Sport, he talked about the support where the ministry ready for give to this initiative so that people go left for point finger and the one that will get autism na Salone.
From the ministry point of view, we don't always open to that. If there's a challenge on the meet anywhere along the line, all around for doing activity, then please do not forget Canada Ministry. We've always used self-use collection because they say two good heads are better than one. For help and make sure this idea all of itself about helping autism, promoting autism, creating awareness of autism, we should be part of for letting people so not feel disadvantaged. But please, I believe, say after today, this message where the CEO don't bring out to we today, let this message change the mentality of everybody that look at autistic beginners. They are also human beings. They deserve love, they deserve care.
The foundation, after this launch, they expect say people go begin support and promote them people here and self continue for give awareness to other people but in situation. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Jafferman Davis, a report.
From that report, they will come in the studio and we'll bring in with studio guest, Dr. Aissata Mahoy, Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs. You don't talk about challenges and how you plan for address one important thing on the different strategy we will work on for address some of the challenges within some of the key strategy then we you'd already be implement and will continue for work on.
Okay, of course, the most commonly talked about, of course, the GWE Act, where the Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment Act. That one day we don't set up a secretariat now with ministry. Where waiting would they look at how would they monitor the implementation of the act. The act did yes, but if we not monitor the implementation, if we not implement make any good use. So we don't get technical support from women so far, and we look for more ways for support because we don't set up what we call an accountability framework, a tool where all MDAs, ministry departments and agencies will use for make sure say the mainstream gender into every of them projects or policies within they do, and also gender budgeting, which is also key because go try for mainstream gender, budget for gender, they're able to implement well. So that the secretariat now that's in they do. The tool they look at different indicators where go guide the ministries then for make them able for monitor well and mainstream gender. The other thing that we don't develop what we call a national and male involvement strategy, where we know say most of the perpetrators then were inside gender-based violence now man them. So we involve the man them now for make them be involved in the campaign against gender-based violence and promoting equality as well. So that one day in Safe Day. And between now and March, probably we will launch what we call the Real Man campaign, Yeah, would they get real man then? Because them man then they would they look at waiting and don't do, waiting and they do. We consider them as ambassadors for make sure say they're able to propagate issues relating to.
Do a check on some of them man and the land some of them we don't commit certain things against women. Yes. Not be the one who would lead such initiative or campaign.
Oh, certainly. So now that make we know they just look at Musa, we say, oh Musa, you know, real man campaign because of we feel say we forget that badge day. So we try for the due diligence.
Okay, continue on the strategies.
Of them one in there.
Okay, continue.
Mm-hmm. Then we look at also the national street children, national strategy on street children.
Okay.
We don't do some kind of mini survey, don't see how picking in the street. So now the execution of the street strategy, now we implement now onward. Waiting we plan for do further than that. So we want for do a national survey, a national study where they look at anything we're going to do with Peking because we need data for informed policy decisions, data for inform the way and manner how we they treat Peking issues in this country. So we they look at that one day as well. And actually, we want for understand even the orphanages that where they available or interim care centers, what services are being provided there. Who that's when they work there, how we trust them. So we need anything we get for do with Peking encompassing for be undertaken under that particular study day.
We don't talk plenty about gender issue. I don't touch one important thing we now about picking them. You go down Siaka Stephen Street by the cotton tree now you they meet small picking them, they apprentice them, parent them for big, and when you go to Kisiro, you see them sleeping on the street. You say we they come with a strategy for eradicate them from the street. Tell me more about this strategy we don't put in place for pull picking in our street whether they apprentice them, parent them all over the country for big.
Okay, that one day now, we try for see how best we reach out to communities. We all know one of the reasons why we get plenty bigger people in our streets. One, you look at the economic situation. Two, you look at people that we don't come even from the war time. We're not agree for go back. So making Freetown congested. And because Freetown don't become so congested, in fact, some people don't even get time for sleep. At night, you go now, then Second Stephen Street, you go now the market stalls, you they see how people in they sleep now the market table. We picking them, all people them, the situation pathetic, you know. And these are some of the people that you see during the day where they bake. Now the people in this. So we as a government, we need for make the rural areas more attractive so that people will go back, you know, then go able to go back, work now them, farm them, and, you know, we get the feed salon and trajectory where if we all work together as a country, we will able to use that feed salon day for make we develop this particular country.
So one important thing, Madam Minister, the mindset of some of them people here, where they use speaking for big now, one way really people can say impossible for late change. And because some of the society government don't try for provide space for them, especially disabled and another one, but yet still then come back to the street. One would wonder how really this strategy go work.
You touch
and
on
make
something.
A visible change.
Yeah. You touch on something when at the mindset, when I would grapple with. As Sierra Leoneans said, until we begin to change that mindset, until we change the worldview, then we're able to achieve what we call development. We all know development is a gradual process. We all know, say, it's difficult for change somebody or a situation at one go. It takes a lot of time. So we work towards that. We aim now for make sure so we not get picking them with the big na street. We know some of them people and then they take people and picking them, come with them na street so then go get arms from people. Where it's pathetic. And even the comrade the way they give them picking them day to person for go big. How you save the field. So the mindset's now one of the things we go for look at. And then because of time, and because I get plenty other strategy then for talk about, we go find time where they can talk only and solely on that particular
before you look
aspect.
At other strategies them, is it assurance you they give, say, under you 10 or the street begging, especially with picking them, go be stopped?
It go be reduced at a certain percentage.
When we will see this begin?
Oh, well, everything gets a landmark, and we get to target them. And I tell you, say, between now and in the year 2027, we must have seen a reduction in that particular area because of the strategies that we will put in place. But as we talk, a lot of things we will need for meet, a lot of engagements we will need for do. a lot of sector they will need for engage for make sure say we meet that particular target. So we can't do it alone. We'll be working with the Ministry of Social Welfare. We'll be working with the Ministry of Trade and Industry. We'll be working with the Ministry of Labor, because people and they blame say there are no jobs, and we all understand the economic situation. With this economic situation, if we all work together, governments, the people, civil society, we all be able to create the change. We all just need for blow the on of the 5 game changers then, where they look at human capital development, the feed salon and everything, and make sure say people are engaged. Now that make government don't come up with the strategy there. So even for involve the young people, then, it takes time. Development takes time. And sometimes even we don't set your targets because of certain setback. Well, look at now, we effect as a country for go before, then other people they try for bring we can be in. So for every day we get disruption, every one day we get disruption in any country. Imagine the loss of income, the loss of economic activities.
Okay.
What does that mean to this country?
Okay, continue for the with Dr. Aissata Mahoy, the Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs. We don't need updates on things that we plan for the strategy and other one for achieving mandate. Inside the program, Good Morning Salone, attempt follow, take message them. And this one I will read from my Facebook page. When Alison Kamara, they say, when somebody knows what she's doing, she talks from a professional point of view. Good job, Dr. Mahoy.
Well, if you just join we as we take message to members, you yourself can be part of the program by way you can send text message to number 077-981-981 or go on our Facebook page and drop your comments on issues that we will discuss as the minister in the studio will respond to them. But quick one from Abdul Rashid. They say, Dr. Mahoy, good morning and congratulations for the position. Dear, how you the balance you work as lecturer, CSU, and now as minister?
Mark 10, a New England student from my Facebook page, they say, Madam, what are your short and long-term plan for this ministry? Also, what is your biggest challenge since your appointment as Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs?
This one on the story where we run for SICA, the medical support to Guinea, say bravo for Salone government for send medical doctors to Guinea help the one them we involved on the fire incident. This they bring good relationship between Salone and Guinea from BJK. Now is 07798198119.
More messages inside the program, and this one from my Facebook page from Raymond Alpha. They say, is a migration to the cities without checks and balances. We should start asking people traveling from the provinces to Freetown for their host before they are allowed to move on.
Well, from their message there, so we did.
Most are you on the one quick
okay,
one.
just
where
go.
They come up from my Facebook page. This other one they say, Madam Mahoy, all your strategies are really nice, but mostly and most times in Sierra Leone, people have this fine and juicy strategies, but the implementation, interference of political tone and other things will always be a problem. Taking children off the street is one that most Sierra Leoneans will love to see. But again, we can say Salone with a big talk, but for act, no problem. Well, with a message in there, but they come over to you for respond, okay. Madam Minister.
Okay, especially the children out of the streets, I make, if you have been the follow from the term of my predecessor, the Child Rights Act, where we don't get since 2007, been done overdue. So now we for try for table and again to Parliament. So the bill, we don't develop and don't review. What would they do now presently? Because of certain clause, then we look at underage girls, we look at other issues like FGM, we do consultations. We start with consultations at community level. For let we get the voices of the community people, the voices of traditional leaders, the voices of local authorities, for let them voices then be heard inside or be included inside the bill. So when they take on a parliament, there will be a national consultation where they reflect of waiting people in one way for the inside a particular Child Rights Act. When a one way for help also for remove the children out of the streets and also strengthen child protection mechanisms in the country. Then we somebody they talk about also waiting on me challenges then. The challenges then they, of course, then the ministry now one of the under-resourced ministries. But we don't try for put so many things in place. Before the holiday, we do some community engagements. We go Moyamba, where we bring children then together. We bring women and other stakeholders together for understand waiting at them problems then. how best we together, because you cannot be taking actions for people without consulting with them.
Yeah.
So we don't consult, we don't get feedback from Oyamba district, we don't get feedback from Bond district. Now we're going to move to the east and we come to the north for let we able to understand what are the challenges and where then they face. Because me know they can't sit on a radio and talk about people them and talk for people them where I not get them voices them. They not tell me waiting at the problems them and I will all for work together for solving problems then they. So a consultative process which is actually needed is what we're doing. So I they do what we call familiarization tour, where we don't do an 2 district and we they go now other districts them. Each district they get in you, and then we bring out a holistic report together as a ministry. So now that's what they do. And we they look at also the other aspects of ensuring that women's rights are protected, children's rights are protected. The ministry continue for the work with civil society organization. We believe in collective voices. We believe in collective engagement. We believe that working with the people will help for change the narratives. Somebody talk about the migration from the rural areas for come to the urban areas. You know, because for a long time people think say only when you can have freedom you go able forget good job. Now that narrative was supposed for change. Now that made development for go back to the rural areas. We all know what brings some people so during the war. So the government they work towards that, strategizing. They look at the strategy for how best the local communities also will be a part of the development. But then they all for come out from them and for work together as one. Then people where they come. Then say follow with the check, so if you understand you host and everything. Then not true the text are just right. Say we need for understand what you can do na free tongue. Also you get for tap and all that one day. But all our systems, structures, all for work together.
Continue for stay with me inside the program, Dr. Aissata Mahoy, Minister of Gender and Children's Affairs. They inside the program they talk about strategies and policies then for move the sector forward. Inside the program, we'll go for walkabout shot.
Ade English bossing at home, I think what they didn't have I English like me English something for so night wakabotbo. It's what you want again. I said send this word to you. Ate eu de cinco varam. Nice eu can order one nasi nauli. Nice nade la fila wakabo to you pull down nasi nauli. As I want forget waiting na the meaning. And when we can use them and how we can use them, I tell you because I don't get book professor in English. I say they don't come out. 9 lecture I say what about this now on waiting. Now say but because of it was now only. Now say what about it's now it's a botany time. While waking in the morning, I can now only not be able for sending message. Now say, Famula walong the minister not to posting in public official. I say not to posting in so. I say we don't get minister now. I say minister now. I say just the last man. I say wax boy, wax Uncle Francis, wax yam. I say we make tough boy, they talk to people. Na English writing no more. I say the time we want for befriend media,